Hi, Rogue.
Hey, Zax.
So, we're starting something new today.
Yay.
We're going to be doing a breakdown of the show Tagged.
Boo.
Okay. I got you, then I lost you.
Yep.
But, okay, before we start, I just want to make a quick disclaimer that this show covers a lot of triggering topics. So, like self-harm and such. So if 13 Reasons Why wasn't for you, this series definitely is not for you, and you should not get triggered.
And we will probably be talking about some of the triggering things in this show.
Yes.
In this series.
Right. So that's your warning. Okay, now we're gonna get into it. So this is season 1. Episode 1 is for us to meet the main 3 girls. We start off with Haley, and she's with a bunch of kids in the park, and they're on their phones, but there's also like this dubstep music because they're drinking and smoking weed.
And they're teenagers. That's what teenagers listen to.
Yeah. It's... Then, while they're doing all this, and it's like a very like normal, just like, we're young kind of deal. Great. Rowan, who I believe of the 3 is the main character, because like, I think she's the star. But I think at the same time, maybe it's all 3 girls. I don't know. But anyway, she's walking down the street. I don't know what time it is. It could be, it's the last day of summer, so vacation. But
okay.
I don't know if it's like 7 p.m. or if it's like 1 p.m. a.m. 1 a.m. Very different. But Rowan is walking down the street, and like she sees like a little stuffed animal in a chain fence, and she takes a picture of it to put on Instagram. And the cool kids, the 4 kids alone in a park drinking, see her, and they like rush over to her and basically bully her, because they're like, "Oh, you want a beer, little girl?" Like, and then like they call her little girl.
Bullying.
We're all the same age. We find out later that Rowan gets bullied often, but like we first meet her and she's being bullied. Like,
can I just say I hate the way that teen dramas, teen anything really, handle bullying. They never do it right.
Yeah, like because like it always comes up pretty much anything. Like, I think right now, I'm thinking we talked about status update. That was bad bullying for sure. Car in the corner. But like, yeah, I don't know what proper bullying is, but I just know that I'm like, I never saw anything like this happen when I went to high
I just feel like the problem with it, which is the main problem with like my big issues with teen shows and movies, is all stems from the same problem. The dialogue is bad. The, situations are bad. The bullying is not accurate.
Yeah.
Because it's adults writing for teens and I don't even know what what they're trying. Yeah. They're trying to be relatable to teens and like, oh, this is what teens go through. But for some reason, they can't remember what it was like to be a teenager, or I don't know.
I feel like for the most part, like, and maybe this is wrong, but I feel like if you just write a conversation the way you would have it, just be more impulsive and maybe just a little less communication skills.
Yeah.
That's about it. But it's not like you're using, like, because, like, I, like, said things like YOLO ironically.
Exactly.
No one says those things in earnest. So I think you can add that stuff as long as it's clear that they're, like, memeing on each other, you know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe. But you don't really get to know characters that well in shows that often, so we wouldn't really think they're ever joking with anything that they say like that.
Unless they're the class clown.
Yeah. Or like everyone, or like they make like a dumb face after.
Yeah, they look directly at the camera.
Yeah. So, they make fun of her for being a virgin. And, like, Haley told me you're still a virgin. And then Rowan just, like, looks at them like, you guys are lame. And she walks away, living her best life over there. And then Haley looks at them and she's like, do you guys ever shut up? And she storms off. And then Sean, who is this curly-haired guy, he's played by that YouTuber boy, JC?
Yes.
Or maybe Kayleen? I don't know.
JC,
yeah. One of the, yeah. We meet a lot of people fast, but then they're, like, no characters for the rest of the show. So, we're gonna, like, bring them on to you real quick.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, Sean runs after her, and now Rowan's back on her walk home. Oh, real quick, Brandon, who is also a boy, well, I guess that's all four of them. He's there, and he says, like, really, like, weird sexual things to Rowan. Like, he, like, wants her to, like, do stuff to him and whatnot. And it's, like, really weird because, like, you're just, like, making fun of her. This is not... But I guess that's also part of the bullying.
Yeah.
But it's also... But then she walks away, and he's like, ugh, if I just had, like, 5 minutes with her. And then Nikki's like, ew. But he's like, no, like, he's serious about it. Which is, this is something that's really weird, because, like, are we not supposed to know that Rowan is, like, ridiculously beautiful? Is she not supposed to be? Because it's really weird that they treat her like this.
I think it's supposed to be that she's beautiful, but still a loser for some reason, right?
Yeah, because, like, we get into why...
Yeah, because isn't it partially Haley's fault, right?
Well, no, it's basically... Like, I think we get into it this episode, we get into a little bit more in episode 2, but basically, Haley and Rowan used to be best friends, but Haley had a glow up, and she left Rowan behind, then some other drama happened, and that's why Rowan gets bullied. So, Haley jumped ship before people started targeting Rowan.
So, she's not exactly on board with the bullying, but she also doesn't really stop it. Yeah. She just goes, seriously?
Yeah, right? Basically, okay. Yeah. But she doesn't defend her to her face.
Because, like, if she defended her, maybe, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm remembering.
Yeah. Just once Rowan's gone and the damage is done, she's like, really, guys? You're so mean. Okay. That's really gonna change the way they're living life. But anyway... Rowan's back on her walk, and she gets a text from Jake saying, miss you already, you just barely left. We haven't met Jake yet.
Okay.
Then, back to lame kids at the park. They're shotgunning beer, and Haley's videotaping them, so I guess they all made up, even though last we saw she, like, bailed on the group, but fine.
Which, like, smart freaking idea to videotape illegal activities, I guess.
Oh, Instagram isn't real. You can't be held accountable on the gram.
Because this does take place in...
New Mexico.
Yes. So the United States.
Yes. So definitely not okay.
Right.
What they're doing. But, so then they posted online, and it's hashtag shotgun, pops up, and now we do, like, this, like, we see we're inside Instagram now. We see all the other things people have tagged with shotgun, like with smoking, like when you shotgun smoke from somebody else and all that stuff. And like people shooting like deers in the woods and whatnot. But then finally it gets to a video called hashtag shotgun, and it adds Alicia, Haley, and Rowan. I guess I should talk about their Instagram handles. Alicia's is at XX_Alicia. Haley's is Haley Girl. 3 E's, GRL.
Which,
and
I don't know if this is accurate, but on the Wikipedia page, Haley is not spelled with even 2 E's.
Yeah, yeah, granted, I don't think I ever see her write down her name. I just know what the subtitles do, but it's EY. So.
Well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what she wants her name to be spelled like.
Yeah. And then Rowan's is Rowan_photo XOXO. Which, I guess those are legitimate enough usernames.
I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't use Instagram.
That's true.
Secondly,
no socials.
Yeah. Secondly, I don't know. Like, obviously, I've had screen names and stuff, but I don't know how like I'm a teenager, how teenagers, like, what their screen names are. I don't know what kind of screen names they use. But those don't. Yeah. The Haley one, actually, I think the only one that I think is probably not a good one for a teenager is Rowan's.
Yeah, it's pretty, like, yeah, I think, yeah, I really have no way to judge. Especially just because, like, they include their, like, full first name. Which, yeah. Like, does everybody do that? Nor, like, but I don't know.
I think, based on some Twitter handles and stuff, Haley's seems pretty accurate. Alicia, she's, like, kind of hardcore. She has X's. But, like, Rowan_photo, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. But anyway, they are get tagged in a video of this. Well, I'm laughing, but it's a video of a girl getting blown away with a shotgun.
Oh, that's why it was #shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then, and then cut into the title sequence. And since I have seen this show so many times, I feel like, granted, this is a serious show, but they do, like, this weird thing that, like, where in the sky you see the girls' faces.
Yes, I do remember that.
And I get, that's not, like, the worst thing you can do. It's just really weird to me because at first I didn't notice that their faces were...
It's such a light filter on the sky that you could potentially go a whole season without noticing it, but then once you notice it, that's all you can focus on.
Yeah, it's very weird. So that's the title sequence. So, but whatever, forget that video we were just tagged in. Rowan gets up, she makes breakfast, still checking out her social media, because you can only be on the gram.
All day. Gram is life.
And so she's headed out for school, and, like, she's wearing, like, a cute outfit, like a band tee, flannel, and some shorts. Like, she's fine. But she's leaving, and her dad's getting home. He's a cop. He works the night shift. They have a conversation where he's like, hey, like, you okay? How's everything with you? I miss you and stuff. And she's like, I'm fine. I'm going to go to school. I've left you breakfast on the counter. So she's a sweet girl. She makes her dad breakfast. And
at no point does she say, hey, I was tagged in this really weird video.
Yeah.
From an anonymous person that I don't know and don't know why I was tagged in.
Technically, I guess she hasn't seen that she's been tagged in it yet.
Okay.
But it's not like once she does, that's going to be her first go-to. This is a teen show.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, why would you tell your father the cop?
Yeah. He's busy.
Yeah, he has a lot on his plate.
So she gets to school, and we see that some kids are making fun of her because her mom slept with the science teacher.
Okay.
That's why she gets bullied. Which it's such an intense thing to bully someone for. Like, ha ha, your parents' marriage fell apart, loser.
I think it honestly could happen, but I don't know. I mean, obviously teens don't think in the, oh, like, her family life is ruined now.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see someone getting teased for that specific thing. Like, oh, your mom's a whore, whatever. But I think it would be, like, a specific group of people, and it would probably be people that already other people didn't like.
Yeah.
So I think that she would have allies. I don't think it would be like, we liked that science teacher and you ruined him.
Your mom.
Your mom ruined him.
So she's heading upstairs to enter school. She bumps into this kid. She's like, oh, sorry. And he's like, oh, no, it's fine. He, like, smiles and, like, asks where the Comm Arts building is. And she gives him directions, and, like, they're nice. And she's like, are you new here? And he's like, oh, yeah. And she's like, okay, cool. So she gives him, like, all the, like, tips, like, so you want to avoid this and this. Don't go here because those people are weird. Like, she gives him, like, all the stuff he needs to know to survive this school. So Rowan, I guess she is the star because we don't, like, we've seen, like, a lot more of her than anybody else.
Yeah.
And we continue to. So she's just a nice girl despite, like, whenever people bully her, she, like, shuts down. But then, like, the second the interaction is over, she's back to being, like, this perfect person. So, good, I guess?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it's the first week back in school. We're in a classroom, and all the kids are on their phones.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, like, high school.
I mean, that's... Yeah, I mean, I don't even think that's that weird. Like, I feel like I usually, like, kept my phone in my pocket, but, like, before class,
okay,
I probably would.
So when I was in high school, I might have still had a flip phone. I think I did.
Yeah.
So that wasn't even really a thing. Smartphones weren't really a thing yet. Even my senior year, they were, like, just starting. So, I don't know. I don't know how...
I feel like more than, like, seeing people with their phone out, you saw people with, like, their iPod touches out and stuff, yeah.
And I know in a lot of TV shows and stuff now, when they show classes or substitutes or whatever, it's like, oh, everyone's on their phone. But I don't know. My thing, I don't know how accurate it is, obviously, because I'm not in high school and I don't know anyone who is. So I'm like, but can't they just, like, collect the phones at the beginning of the class and then give them back at the end of the class? Like, seems to be solutions for that. And I do know a little bit, like, some of my cousins are in high school. They're technically not allowed to have their phones in school. Like, they can keep them in their backpacks for emergencies, but if it's out, it'll get confiscated. Yeah, like,
that was how my school was. Like, you were never brazen with your phone just out.
So,
like, it was, like, under the desk, like, look at it a little bit, and then, like, that, but that's, like...
So I don't know if that's changed, because, like, more people have phones and stuff, but I don't know. If you're in high school, leave us a comment and tell us what the deal is with phones.
Ooh, yes, that's a good plan. Yeah, I like that. Comment. Promote engagement. Good. So, the teacher, this is a fun little fact. The woman who plays a teacher is the same woman who plays the perfect stalker.
Oh.
Yeah, Cardinal Corner.
Is she also the perfect teacher?
You know what? Kind
of.
Yeah. She's like one, like, not like there are a lot of...
She really cares about the kids.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm not that much older than you. I love my phone, but, like, let's keep it out of class. Like, I see it. Whatever. She also, like, includes this thing that, like, she, like, served in the war. And so, like, if, like, occasionally she, like, runs the ROTC program or something. So, like, occasionally she's going to be in uniform. Which, that's cool. Is that important information?
Yeah, I don't know why she had to say that. Like,
I think it's because, like, later they want us to know that but, like...
I don't know.
That's...
Yeah. I feel like at my high school, everybody knew who the teacher was that... Well, first of all, they knew who the teachers were that ran each club, and they knew who the teacher was that ran junior ROTC, so... I don't know.
You know, that's so I just wasn't involved in school programs, and I feel like my school, like, because, like, they were just known for, like, winning the academic decathlon and stuff. Like, nobody cared about our football team, nobody cared about our basketball team, our baseball, like, nobody cared about them. Maybe they did, and I just really was out of the loop, but, like, I remembered, like, for game days, we'd see these, like, huge people in their uniforms. And, like, it's like, oh, that's cool. We have a team. Like, I literally, like, okay, good to know. That was about it. Like, I don't, like, you didn't have, like, did your school, like, have, like, pep rallies that everyone had to go to?
Yes, we did. Like, and I was in the band, so I had to play at them. So they were, like, they were technically required because they were during school hours, but, like, people could leave campus pretty easily. So they would just leave. But I was in the band, and we had to play pep songs to get people hyped, and if I skipped it, I would get a lower grade. So, yeah.
Okay. I think in ninth, maybe it was 9th or 10th grade, we had this one, like, welcome to school ceremony where everyone went to, like, the bleachers, and, like, all the cheerleaders and people were like, rah rah, sis boom ball, look at us. And then that was it. Like, that's the closest thing to a pep rally I've ever been to. So I think my teams were just really bad that the school just, like,
or maybe, I mean, it could have been that they put their funding into, like, other more academic clubs. So
yeah, but, like, I still didn't know any of the clubs. But
you said you weren't in any. I feel like people who don't do extracurriculars don't pay attention to extracurriculars.
I guess I just thought I would, like, see more evidence of them in my life, is my point. But anyway, so then she's like, okay, kids, who did the summer reading? And nobody in class raises their hand except for Haley and Rowan.
Of course.
Yeah. And they look at each other, and, like, Rowan's like, I'm sorry. And then Haley is like, you. And then, okay, so then, remember Sean, JC, from earlier, he is Nikki's boyfriend because when class started, she was sitting in his lap and taking, like, snaps, I guess, of them or something.
Okay.
Well, I guess stories, because they only use Instagram.
Yeah, that's the only social media in this show.
My bad. But now, during class, Rowan, you know, they exchanged, like, looks because they both did the summer reading, and Rowan sees that JC over here is groping Haley's torso.
Ooh.
And massaging her sides like a weirdo.
In the middle of class?
Yeah, notes I have on this. In the middle of class, it's, like, really obvious because these are desks in high school. It's not like you're, like, in a walled area.
In a cubicle.
Also, was this supposed to be pleasurable for her? Because when she's, like, uncomfortable, he, like, moves his hands abruptly, like, lame-o. What?
Yeah, she was supposed to be on board with it instantly.
I guess. So, but now Rowan looks at her phone, and now she sees that she was tagged in the footage of the girl getting shot. So first she meets with Haley in the bathroom, I guess follows her in or whatever, and
Hold on, hey, so can I just go back for a second? So,
okay, yes.
The teacher is like, hey, I'm, like, about the same age as you, I love my phone, but let's not keep him, and then they do it anyway?
Yeah.
Like, that made no difference.
Yeah, like, Rowan, though, is like a little, like she's more discreet, like under the desk, like just like sort of like looking. She's not as brazen with it.
Okay.
That's about it. So she meets up with Haley in the bathroom, and like Haley's like, whatever, that was just a prank. None of that's real. And her counter, like her proof that this is just a prank, is like people do that on Instagram all the time. And she shows this video of like this girl pranking her dad. So like she's like on the floor and like clearly fake blood is like coming out of her mouth, and she's like, I'm dying. And the dad's like, oh my god. It's very different than a quiet video where nothing happens, but just some girl gets shot.
Also, if people were doing it on Instagram all the time, there would be more... You'd think there would be more of those pranks in hashtag shotgun.
Yeah. But also, why... Because, like, Rowan's main issue is, like, why were we tagged in this?
Yeah.
Which is... Because, like, we don't know who this person is. And he tagged all, like, me, you, and this other girl who I don't know. But then Haley is like, you need to take a chill pill. Who cares?
You worry too much.
Yeah. And then she's like, Rowan is like, whatever. I gotta go find Alicia. Rowan does not play. That is one thing I will say about her character. She does not, like...
That's because her dad's a cop.
Yeah, she's very about business. Yeah. Like, so she's like, I'm talking to you, Haley. You're not helpful. Goodbye. So she starts leaving. Haley's like, where are you going? And she's like, to find Alicia. And Haley's like, do you even know where she hangs out? And Rowan's like, no. And then Haley's like, great. I'm coming with. So she tags along.
She tags along?
Yeah. So, Alicia... We find Alicia. She's played by Caitlin Nakin, who I first recognized from Too Many Cooks. And she's also, I think, currently like in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, she is. She's also the youngest actor, which is interesting because she was 17 when the series started, and like Rowan was... Oh gosh, I don't know how to do math. She was 21. So like that's so weird, the age gap, but of the actresses.
You know, and it's, man, they put baby Alicia through the ringer though.
Right?
She's a good actress though. I will give her that. Yeah. So she's like standing against the wall loitering like you do, and this place is known as the Grotto. And she's just skimming through Instagram, casually looking through the hashtag anorexia.
Like you do.
Yeah. And they approach her, and Alicia's like, who are you people? She's very, not so much a scene girl.
She's hardcore.
Like, yeah. Like
she's like a skater.
But, like, yeah. And it's... I don't know how to put this, but the way that they make her this like walking PSA where they put like all the teenage problems on her.
Yeah.
And then they dress her the way they do. I feel like they were like conforming to like a stereotype.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know how to word it because I feel mean, but it's weird, like, what they do with her in general.
With her character, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. But Alicia tells them, like, whatever, it's not real. And then they start talking a bit more, and she hurries away. And then Haley's like, wow, well, that went nowhere. And then Rowan is just really catty, and she basically... Janice Ian's her and is like, you're awesome shooters and awesome friends, and then walks away. Because she's mad at Haley now, I guess. I mean, Haley brought you to the grotto.
Yeah, but, like,
she's still...
That's, like, the least she could do, honestly.
Yeah, it's the bare minimum.
Like... And she wasn't even gonna do it, except she, like... I don't know. She wouldn't have done it if Rowan hadn't said that she was going to go look for Alicia, I guess.
Yeah. My point. Yeah. So, yeah, it was definitely the bare minimum. All right. Next, we're getting into one of the biggest hot topics for me about this show.
Yay.
Yes. Rowan walks into a convenience store and buys a candy bar, and she makes really flirty eyes with the cashier guy. And then she goes outside, right outside the convenience store, to munch on her candy bar. Yeah,
like we all do.
And then and then that guy comes out I guess his shift just ended conveniently. I guess maybe if they scheduled it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably what happened. Anyway, but he comes out and he's like, man, candy bars aren't good for you. And she's like, oh, what are you going to do about it? And then they make out.
Good teenage flirting, I guess.
So, then he's like, come on, let's go to your place. And she's like, we can't. My roommate is sick. And he's like, I think you're just worried that your dorm room is full of, posters and stuff. So that's a red flag, because why does he think she lives in a dorm room?
Why does he think she has a roommate?
Yeah.
Or why does she say she has a roommate, I guess?
Yeah. But then, obviously, I'm not gonna play it for any of you people, but they have this powerful music that comes in, and it's a close-up of them kissing and the sun setting behind them, and it's this emotional thing.
It's a very powerful image.
But, who are you?
He's the convenience store man.
Yeah, so this is, yeah, I guess. So, I don't even know where to begin with my issues with this, but, I'm gonna, quick spoiler for the rest of the season. They barely address how messed up it is that Rowan lied to this guy about her age.
Yeah.
Because, say, Pretty Little Liars has an age gap relationship. Once he finds out, that's, all they talk about. Which I guess is also bad because they're still doing it. But this guy, he doesn't know. He's being bamboozled.
Yeah.
So.
And of course, her thought process is, well, I'm protecting him. But it's guess what? Would protect him even more if you told him the truth and then just waited a minute.
Yeah, because, she's 16. So you've got 2 years. Oh, so much can happen in those 2 years. For both but
no, because they live in New Mexico, or it's filmed in New Mexico. Does it say that they live in New Mexico?
I don't know. I don't think they outright say where they are. I think when we were watching it the first time, you just noticed that it was clearly New Mexico.
Yeah, so they're in New Mexico. If it does take place in, which they have Rebel Donuts, and that is a local New Mexico donut shop. So,
good to know.
Age of consent is 17 within 4 years. So,
okay, and he's 21.
Well, so that wouldn't work. Still, she would have to be 18. But if they were waiting for her to turn 16 or 17,
okay, so.
But still,
so, yeah, yeah.
You're concerned about protecting him, but if he does get busted with you lying to him isn't going to protect him. Because he can say, well, she told me that she was older, but that only goes so far.
Yeah. And then, I guess it's also weird, too, because it's I guess this is the whole thing of, teenage impulsivity, but, how far can you really go in this relationship? How long do you expect this whole, fake out dorm thing to work?
Exactly, and that's I guess that's what I mean with, him saying, especially depending on how long they've been together, him saying, oh, she told me she was 19, can only go so far. Because if they're like, but you were in a relationship for a year, how did you not know that she wasn't 19?
Yeah. Yeah.
In person. Because that's a whole different can of worms when it's on the internet. Because, there's not you don't see each other. You're not going out and doing things, but things come up where a 19-year-old can do things that a 16-year-old can't, and that would come out eventually. So I don't know.
Yeah. So then, yeah. But then, so that's Rowan's secret life. Then
of the American teenager.
Yeah, the New Mexican teenager. Haley is meeting her drug dealer, and he is Monty from 13 Reasons Why. Timothy. I don't remember. But anyway. I want to say Granaderos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job.
Look at me. Yeah, look at me go. So he's like, hey, what'll it be this time? And she's like, she texted him a while ago and she was like, I need 2 X bars. So that's, I believe, Xanax. And he's like, I'm all out of bars. What would you like? And then she's like, fine, same as last time, trail mix. Which is a horrifying order. Like, just a bag of pills.
Yep. Trail mix.
Like, that's... I don't like that it's also, like, kind of a cute way to buy drugs.
I guess so. It is very on par for drug names, though, I think.
Yeah, I guess, like, I mean, it's just she's saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird that, like, I guess that is something people like, because I do remember there was, like, an episode of The Fosters where, like, they're playing at this, like, really sketchy club, and it's a pill party, and here's what they do at this party, which I thought was horrifying. To your admittance, is it, like, I think it's, like, $5 and a pill.
Uh-huh.
Of whatever.
Yep.
Could be a multivitamin, could be crack.
Yep.
I don't think crack comes in pills. But anyway. And they just put it in a big old bucket and then everybody gets one.
Yep.
Is that real?
That is a real thing, yes.
That's so dangerous. Please don't do that, anyone.
Yeah, PSA from Kind of Friends. Please do not engage in pill parties.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary. Although, I guess, like, the episode did a good job of explaining why that's so bad, because a girl, like, winds up getting really, like, ODs.
Yeah.
And almost gets locked in a room forever overnight, because it's like in an old abandoned factory, which is also a problem. But anyway. While Haley's getting her drugs, Alicia's spying on her, and she's like, ugh, and then she walks away, but we don't know why. That's why she cares. Yet. Haley takes a pill right there, and then she hears some noises nearby, and then we sort of see that somebody's filming her, and then a light bulb above her explodes.
Oh, yeah.
And that causes her to turn around, where she sees that there's graffiti that reads, "It's real."
So,
and that's just contrived.
How did they get the light bulb to explode so she would see the graffiti?
But also, like, that's so weird. Yeah, I don't know how they rigged that, why they knew she would be right there.
Yeah.
But also, what? I mean, like, that's kind of weird, but, like, just the fact that it says it's real, like, yes, you and people were talking about the real, like, how real something was earlier that day.
How do you know it's not just whatever?
Yeah.
Graffiti.
Yeah, yeah. So, whatever. Next morning, Rowan's back to making breakfast.
That's pretty much how these scene changes go, though. It's like, well, that happened. Now we're back to this normal thing.
Yeah, it's like, so, and like, yeah, I guess when it's only a half-hour episode or whatever, but still.
Oh my gosh, they seem like they go on forever.
They really, like, it's a bunch of little nothings spread over a pie.
Baked in a pie.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's my new favorite expression.
It's good. We should get a t-shirt. So, she gets a text from Jake, and it's a shirtless pic. I don't think he'll get in too much trouble for sending that to her.
Why? I mean, you would.
Okay.
Why would you think
maybe
that?
because it's not like a lower half.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Okay.
What reason does... I guess think of it in this terms. What reason does an 18-year-old have for sending a 14-year-old a shirtless picture of himself?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no.
And it's not like it's...
something there, yeah.
Like, it would be different if it was like, here's a picture from... No, I mean, even that, if it was just solo. Like at a pool party or something, if it was just him, that would still be weird.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, you're right. Okay, so more evidence that she's ruining this man's life.
Right.
Good to know. Rowan asks her cop dad if any girls are missing.
Just casually.
And she's like, oh, it's a project for school. And he was like, what class? And she was like, whatever, forget it, Dad. And she starts to leave. And he's like, hold up, wait. You would tell me if something was up, though, right? And she's like, yeah, of course. But of course she doesn't say anything. But, like, I know that, like, I get... Because I feel like, granted, we did have this whole discussion in Just Talk It Out.
Yes.
Car in the Corner. But... if she told her dad, he would start his police investigation. She could start her teenage investigation and then help each other. Like, I don't think this would be one of those things where you just don't have a show anymore. If you told people, right?
Especially with what we learn about other characters later on, right?
Yeah, there are, like, lots of secrets and whatnot going on, yeah.
And, like, other characters that get introduced and stuff. So...
Yeah, because... Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Could have been... Then it could have been, like, a... Instead of these girls getting terrorized by an anonymous whatever, it could have been, like, a fun... Can we catch him in time?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, because even if the dad knows you were tagged in this weird video, I guess maybe he'd start looking into you more because, like, yeah, okay, well, there's episode 2 still. So, then, Rowan goes to visit her sister, Bree, and she's like, hey, I got tagged in this video, can you, like, look at, like, see who made it? And Bree is, her hacker sister. Like, that's all I could really say about her. She hacks government files.
She's the cool hacker girl. Cause girls can do computers too.
Yeah. One thing that is funny though, to make her like more edgy, they do that thing where the actress is not going to shave half of her head, so they just braid.
Yeah.
Do that one braid on the side.
Just like in... Oh, shoot, what's that? Greenhouse Academy.
Yeah. I do love that, like, cop-out thing. Like, if you're an actress, you need to commit.
You gotta commit to it. It's called method acting.
Yeah. Okay, but then in the morning we find out that Haley's mom is, like, really strict. And she takes her phone from her every night. And she gets it back in the morning. And her mom, like, looked through Haley's social media, and she's like, you shouldn't have it just be public where anyone can follow you.
Which is true.
And you shouldn't have... Yeah. And you shouldn't have bikini photos on there, which I'm like,
Well, I mean, if you're going as far to... If you're saying it shouldn't be public, then why not make it private and have bikini photos? Like, why does that matter?
Yeah. But there's that. Now,
I mean, that's on par for moms, though. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it is. But it's just weird because, like, but then there's also this other thing where she also, like, body shames Haley a little bit because she's like, okay, give me the key. Because Haley's like, give me the keys, give me my car. And, like, I'm going to go to Starbucks. And then her mom is like, no, don't, like, go to Starbucks. And then she's like, but I'm, like, a basic girl or whatever, I got to, which I thought was kind of funny. But then, you know, like, be self-aware about yourself. But then, her mom was like, okay, but get something, like, low-fat. She does, like, this thing with her hands, like, pushing them together, like, you know, like, stay skinny kind of thing. Which, like, all right.
Yeah, that's how you teach your daughter a healthy self-image.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that. So, but, you know, I guess everyone's got their flaws. Then JC texts Haley, and he says, thinking about you. And she's like, you too. And he's like, really? And then she's like, yeah, had a dream about you. So then, and so now we go to Alicia, and she's in her bathroom, and she's looking up #Cutter, and then
like you do.
And then she gets into the car, and we find out that she lives with Rowan's Jake. But here's something that I thought was, like, in weird taste, because then, because, like, Jake, we heard, like, someone call out before, like, Alicia, come on, like, I'm gonna leave without you, and she's like, okay, coming, while she's looking up, like, Cutter stuff in the bathroom, and probably doing some other things in the bathroom.
Pooping.
But then, yeah. But then she gets into the truck, and then Jake is like, what do girls do in the bathroom? Which I was like, yeah, like, if only you knew, Jake, I guess. I don't know. Then, Bree, Rowan's cool hacker sister, is like, Rowan goes over to see Bree, to see what she's found, and I don't remember anyone alerting Haley of this meetup, but she's here too. And she just says a bunch of, like, boring CSI nonsense, and she's like, I cleaned up the footage, and a close-up, we see the shooter's reflection, and he's wearing a monkey mask. Yeah. So, episode 2. Haley's giving, it's like right where we left off, which is like, okay. So Haley's giving Rowan a ride to school, and then she asks, like, about her mom, and then Rowan's like, don't act like you care now. You weren't there when it counts. And now they're tagged in photos again, so they meet up with Alicia, and they each girl gets their own photo. So, like, Haley's is, like, midnight. Alicia's a picture of a hotel, and then Rowan gets, like, the date, or some combination of that. But basically, they all get tagged in pictures, and they have to meet together so they know where Monkey Man wants to meet them.
Okay.
I did include that the guy was wearing a monkey mask, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. He's Monkey Man.
Oh yeah, that's his screen name. Which, by the way, always reminds me of Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
So every time I see the screen name, I just giggle a little bit.
Yeah. Monkey Man.
Exactly.
Now I'm thinking about it.
What a good character.
So, Alicia throws up in the bathroom, looks up more self-harm, and she hurts herself.
Okay.
And takes pictures of it. Now, Rowan and Haley are walking down the hall, and they notice this guy, and it's the new guy from episode 1 that Rowan was like, hey, that guy. And he, like, waves at her, and then Haley's like, oh, yeah, I think his name's Eric. So yeah, there's that. Alicia skates away to some alley, and we see Haley's drug dealer, Ash, turns up, and it turns out that they used to date, but he went to juvie. And she's like, you're still dealing? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, I just thought it'd be different. And he's like, well, that's how I make a living, girl. That's how I met you.
Another thing that's interesting to me about these, the way they paired up these actors. Mm-hmm. So, the actor that plays Ash, is 10 years older than the actor that plays Alicia.
He's 24?
He's...
Oh, no. I mean, you're 14.
He was born in 1989.
Okay.
And Alicia's actress was born in 1999. So
he's almost 30. If she's 17. Oh my.
Yeah. So that's...
Okay.
And I remember when he came into the show, I thought he looked old. I thought he was older. And then it said something about them dating, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's probably... Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
And then also, because if he's supposed to be the same age, he's a drug dealer. How does he obtain his drugs? If he's like 16.
You know, yeah, they don't really get into that.
Because they don't... But, I mean, the kids that, like, dealt drugs as teenagers dealt, like, weed.
Yeah, I don't know. He robs a pharmacy every day. I don't know.
That's about on brand.
So Hacker's sister calls Rowan and is like, Alicia's parents died in a fire.
Oh.
Watch your back. Because I guess her thing is, like, they didn't really find, like, the cause. It's, like, suspect, I guess. But, like, so there's that. Then Haley gets high at school. Sean's trying to canoodle with her, but Nikki comes, and she's, like, talking to Haley for a bit, and now they go back to Hacker's sister's house. One thing I guess I should mention, they talked about it, like, every time we see Nikki, she's throwing a party to celebrate that summer's over, like not a welcome back to school, but like, oh man, summer's over, let's have one last hurrah.
Okay.
So her party's gonna be Friday. This whole season takes place the first week of school.
The whole season takes place in 1 week?
Mm-hmm.
What? How many episodes are there?
8.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, not that bad. So then it's off to Hacker's sister's house, and she finds an Instagram, and it's like Monkey Man's account. It's like just videos of them. So he's like been stalking them. Like it shows like Rowan in her room, Haley walking to her car, like all sorts of stuff.
So they go to the stalker sister to help track down the video, but they don't go to the cop dad.
Yeah.
To be like, use his resources.
Yeah. Well,
oh my gosh.
Hacker's sister is like, hey, Rowan, you need to tell Dad about this.
Okay, so she's reasonable.
Yeah, but Rowan's like, no. But then she's like, you better. And then Rowan's like, okay, I will. But like, she's not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. But then, this is so awkward to me. So Bree goes to Haley like, you better be nice to my sister. I don't need her crying anymore because of you. Way to dox your sister, Bree.
Yeah.
That's awful. Like, that's not helpful to anything. I don't want my former best friend to know that I cried over them. That's embarrassing. What are you doing to me? Thought we were in this together.
She's just trying to help.
That's awful.
She's just misguided.
Bad form. So then they drive back to school, and Alicia's like, what is your deal? And then Rowan's like, we used to be best friends. And then she looks at Haley, and she's like, remember we used to make fun of Nikki? And then Alicia's like, yeah, Nikki is not nice. And then Haley's like, Nikki doesn't even know who you are, which is like, whoa.
Okay.
Rude. So, I love it. And it's so sad, too, because, like, Alicia's, like, first of all, she was like, you people need to leave me alone. Okay, you're not leaving me alone. I guess I'm going to try to, like, befriend you guys in some kind of a way. But then, no. She got shot down immediately. And then, then Rowan is like, do you remember? And they do, like, this secret handshake they have. And Alicia's like, I'm out. Y'all, like, whatever. Bye-bye. And I was like, you know what? That's a mood. Goodbye, Alicia. I want to go with you. Oh, I can't. I'm still in this scene. But then weird because it's like for the rest of the show, they're basically just back to being friends again, but because they keep hanging out. Like every scene is pretty much Rowan and Haley unless Haley's getting high somewhere. But Haley and Rowan, they're like in the gym, and I guess maybe Rowan is helping Haley with like some school spirit stuff because they're like painting a poster or something in the gym. I don't know. But Brandon walks by and he says something mean to her, and then Rowan's like, And then Haley's like, why do you let people talk to you like that? And she's like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, just let it roll off, like ignore whatever. And then
Rowan's Haley's like, why do you let people talk to me like that? Like, if you have such a big problem with it, why aren't you saying anything?
Yeah, she like
come on.
Like, yeah, technically this is the first time she's done anything, because, like, she's like, oh, shut up, or something to them, like, but, like, well, kind of too little too late, right. Honestly, but,
yeah,
whatever, yeah, but then, because, like, and I don't know, like, what are you supposed to do, because Rowan's thing is, like, you're just supposed to ignore what people, like, just, like, don't let it look like it bothers you. Which is, I guess, what I thought, but, like, they're not stopping, which...
Yeah, honestly, that's insane. I don't know if that's realistic. Because... Yeah. Because she does not engage at all. I don't know if that would still continue.
Yeah.
At least... Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least it would wear off eventually.
I mean, yeah, because, I believe it's been at least, like, that was 9th grade. They're in 10th grade now.
It's been going on for a whole year.
Yeah.
They would definitely find someone else to move on to at that point.
So, yeah. I guess other people with baggage or whatever.
Other people whose parents slept with teachers.
It's so weird. Like, especially because, like, when you consider that there are schools where, like, people's parents are teachers.
Right.
Anyway. I don't know. So, Haley's like, well, look, get this. Brandon got drunk at a party one time, and he got so drunk he peed himself. It got online, and everyone was laughing at him, but then Haley's like, but don't tell him I told you that.
Why would you tell me that?
I guess she's, like, saying, like, he got bullied too, but I guess he got, like, a normal bullying where people were like, ha, loser, you peed yourself, and then we moved on with our lives. I don't know.
Also, if it was online and everybody knows, then...
It's like I could just find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. Maybe he bullied them into taking it down or something, but, I mean, once it's out, like, we know.
And he doesn't know everyone who saw it?
Yeah, that's weird. He flags everybody down and, like, Men in Blacks them. But then, I guess in some, like, other class, Eric passes Rowan a note and asks if she wants to hang out. And thanks her for the new kid tips. Next, Monkey Man sends Haley a message or a video of her taking pills. And is like, would mommy like this? Rowan gets footage of the grown man she's been seeing. And it's like, that's illegal.
Which honestly, like... I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like these are all their secrets and they don't want them to get out. But if they did get out, all of them would get help, which is what they need.
That's like definitely think one of like my biggest things with Tag were like, if they just did nothing, Monkey Man's just doing them a solid.
Yeah, like, I don't... Like, It sucks. It seems like it's the end of the world because they're teenagers and whatever, but they get the help that they need and then we'll probably be better off for it.
Yeah.
And it's somehow... we're supposed to be sympathetic with these characters whose secrets are, like, not even relatable enough to be like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't want that to get out. Like...
Yeah. But here's something. Okay, so then... Alicia's in computer class, and the perfect teacher tries to reach out to her, and she's like, hey, I heard about your parents. If you ever want to talk, like, I'm here about you. Like, whatever. And then Alicia's like, yeah, like, she, like, doesn't really engage at all because she's, like, withdrawn and stuff. But, like, I think it went about as well as that conversation could go. Like, I let you know that I'm out there for you when you're ready. If you're ever ready to talk, like, I'm around. Goodbye. She goes back, and then Alicia gets a message saying, like, it'd be a shame if people found out, or, like, it says, like, is this your new hobby? And then the picture she took of her cutting her thighs comes up on everybody's screen. And, like, everyone looks around, and a few people look at her because you can see her arm taking the blade to herself, and she's wearing the same clothes. Oh. It was that morning. But nobody outright is like, haha, like, it was you. Like, nobody really, like, I don't think people pay enough attention to her to really, like, connect the dots. But the way that they have chosen to, like, dress and portray Alicia, and compared to literally everybody else in the room, I feel like they might be pointed to her. I don't know how to word that any nicer than that. I'm trying very hard not to sound mean. But then, but, like, so Alicia's secret is practically out.
Yeah, basically, right?
Like, yeah, but the point is, I guess he's saying, like, it'll get worse if you don't come where I told you to go. Did he, like, I guess, like, I'm wondering, too, like, how, I guess he stalks them all the time, but can he hear them? Did he know that they were like, I'm not gonna go? Because that was basically their stance before. But then, Perfect Teacher notices the girls talking in the parking lot, and that's that. Haley offers Alicia a ride home, but she's like, no, I'm good. And Haley's like, They also asked about her parents before, and she, like, lied and said, like, they're out of town. Like, she didn't say that they're dead.
Okay.
I don't know why that, like, whatever.
She doesn't want help from, I think I remember talking about this when I first watched the series with you.
Yeah.
She doesn't want help from anybody.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, okay. That's better explanation than I got. So, now Perfect Teacher's, like, at a diner, and she's just got a table full of pie, and she sees Cop Dad here.
Table full of pie?
Yeah, like a bunch of different slices, like key lime, apple, pumpkin, like a bunch of pie. Oh. And they did a close-up on her back, and she's got, like, a war tattoo on her back.
I don't know what that means.
Like, it's like a tattoo, like, it's a tattoo, like, guns across or something. I don't know. I'll get a picture and put it up. But whatever it is, the point of the tattoo is, like, I was in the war.
All right.
And so then, like, she has a conversation with Rowan's dad because he's also at the diner. He's like, that's a lot of pie. And she's like, yeah. When I served, I told myself when I got out I could have as much pie as I wanted. And I, like, never finish it. So she just, like, goes to the diner every day and wastes
Yeah, I was going to say, that's extremely wasteful.
I mean, she paid for
like,
it, I guess.
I guess, but, like, from the standpoint of being wasteful.
Yeah.
Like, give it to someone.
Know. Yeah, I don't know. Especially because, like, but you can't really, because she takes, like, a bite of each pie.
Except she's, like, I can have as much pie as I want. Then just, why do you have to get one of each slice every day? Change it up.
Yeah, just, like, today I'm feeling like apple, tomorrow streusel.
That's not a pie, but, you know, the point still stands.
Yes. But no, she has to be extra. But I don't think Rowan's dad would have talked to her if she wasn't being a little extra.
Okay, that's,
so I guess that's
why.
Good. Yeah, they just needed a reason for him to want to talk to her, I guess. Whatever. So then Jake buys some dinner and he comes home and he's like, I got chicken nuggets. And she's like, I don't like that dressing. And he's like, I got ranch too. And she's like, I'm not hungry. And she walks away. And he just has this face like, man, teenage girls. But to be fair, as far as he doesn't know, like, what's going on with her, like, eating disorder wise and whatnot.
Yeah, but nobody ever talks to anyone.
Yeah. But at the very least, I think he's just like, well, her parents, my uncle and aunt did just, like, die, so however long ago.
Yeah.
So she's just dealing with that.
She's just grieving.
Okay. Next biggest issue I have with the whole show. Haley casually crushes up some of her pills.
Yes.
And puts them in a smoothie.
As you do.
And gives them to her mom so that she can sneak out.
I mean, yeah, that's just the classic teenager prank videos.
What? I don't like it. It's weird. That's like that, especially because, like, do you even know what you're giving her? Like, do you, like, the first time you got trail mix, did he say, okay, trail mix includes the following ingredient?
Yeah, it came with a little note card, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like, here before you
a little legend
trail mix. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Imagine. He's a really stand-up dealer, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
He wants them to be safe. So then, Alicia's skating to the hotel, and Ash meets up with her, and it's like this weird blue-lit tunnel. I don't know. And she's like, stop following me. And he's like, look, I just gotta make ends meet. That's how I got this bracelet for you that you're wearing. And she throws it on the ground. And she's like, because he's like, what happened to the girl I knew before who was like so carefree and loving and like she was always excited about life? And Alicia's like, that girl made a lot of mistakes. And
her parents
one of them.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. She throws one of those at him. Yeah. So, yeah. But whatever, that's over. So now...
But Alicia, Ash is like your only friend.
Yeah. But she don't need no man.
She don't need no friend.
No, she doesn't need anyone. She tried to make friends with the girls, but they were rude.
Kind of.
So then Haley meets Rowan in the parking lot of the motel, and they're like, man, where's Alicia? It's about meetup time. But a white van speeds by, and it reveals Alicia screaming in the back. She got kidnapped.
Oh no, and it wasn't even on screen.
No. And that's where episode 2 ends.
Aw, Cliffy.
Yeah. So, how do you feel getting your toes dipped back into tag?
I definitely remembered a lot more, and definitely misremembered a lot even more.
Yeah.
Of it.
So, yeah.
And I still hate it.
That's fair.
The best part about watching it was seeing all the places I recognized in New Mexico.
Yeah.
That was the most fun for me.
Like, yeah, I don't know what that says about a show when, like...
And now I don't even have that. Because
Yeah.
we're not watching it. Can you describe all of the environments for me next time?
Oh, no. That'll be like a bonus, like,
Oh my gosh, that'll be
track.
Great. And then I can try to guess what you're talking about.
So I saw this tree. Alright, well, thank you for joining me. And thank you guys for listening. And remember to comment, like, and subscribe because we all need friends. Okay, bye.
Bye.